Yes, sir! Welcome everyone to game number 1 of the next series of the day. This is a best of 5 series between Whitecourt and Cl3m3nt for a spot in the round of 18, where they will have a chance of qualifying for the Gold League of T90 Titans League for the second season. Taking a look at these civilizations, we'll see the Cl3m3nt on the right hand side making a play with Vietnamese. That means that he's gonna get 20% extra HP on archer type units. We'll see for the Vietnamese also. No wood cost on eco upgrades, as well as free conscription. And he gets to see the starting position of the enemy TC at the beginning of the game, right? So we take a look at the point of view from the rule player, and he knew exactly where Whitecourt was going to be. For the team bonus, the Vietnamese also get access to Imperial skirmishers, while for Whitecourt instead, we'll see the Hindustanis get... Oh, check this out though! Cl3m3nt's going for the lead! You gotta go for it, right? Vietnamese, giving you vision or giving you direct knowledge of your enemy's position at the beginning of the game will allow you to go for something like this. As you can just go forward, you have to try and find your enemy's lure ball. Puts you in a very good position, of course, while if you just were relying on scouting directly, the chances of you finding the lure balls are significantly lower. So it seems like Cl3m3nt's doing a really good job over here. Now let me take a look at Gaia's point of view. This is what Gaia can see. So long as Cl3m3nt keeps the scout within the line of sight of the Rhino, he should be fine. And the interesting thing is Cl3m3nt doesn't actually need to keep the scout within line of sight of the Rhino alone necessarily, but if he ever spots like a hawk roaming around, a vulture actually roaming around, he actually could potentially get beyond the line of sight of the Rhino. In the end though, he did walk away over there for a split second, but he brought the villager over, so now the Rhino's going down. There we go. Well done. Let's get zone over here, so it's going to be 3 to 2 Rhinos for Cl3m3nt and Whitecourt respectively. Yeah, and we couldn't even finish talking about the red player's civilization, right? He's going to steal 2 goats over here. That's going to be a drop in the bucket. The lure balls are so much stronger. So much better for your economy. Whitecourt playing with Hindustanis will get 25% faster attacking camel type units. He will also have, in addition to that, +1/+1 armor on gunpowder units. And we'll see for Whitecourt 10, 15, 20, and 25% cheaper villagers in the field castle, in the dark field castle and Imperial Ages, as well as for the team bonus 2 bonus damage from scout line units, actually light cavalry, hussar, and camel units against buildings. So that is pretty good. Now let's take a look at the map generation. Starting with Cl3m3nt, he's getting the 3rd boar right now, or the... Oh, actually, wait a moment. He took the Rhino from Whitecourt for the 1st Rhino, so he's taking the 2nd Rhino, and the 3rd one is still up over here. I guess Whitecourt could probably have tried to take it, right? Well, the end's just going to push the ostrich. You know what? I think it's gonna be alright. He's taking 2 goats away, which is not in and of itself good enough, right? But he's starting to push the ostrich, and I don't think Cl3m3nt's done that. Yeah, Cl3m3nt hasn't done it. So Whitecourt's going to be just fine. Anyway, taking a look at the map generation for the wool player, starting with the minerals, we'll see that he's got the main goal towards the northeast. He's got a secondary goal towards the southwest. We have a stone towards the left as well, the main one, and the secondary stone is going to be on the right hand side, very far away. There is a secondary goal towards the northwest though. And if we see the possibility for walls, going for something like from here to here, and then probably around here, and then from here towards the TC will probably be the easiest way to wall the right hand side, and then he can go for something like this and be fine. He will not really be able to secure any of the resource on the left hand side though, so if he wanted to go for that, he would have to go for something a lot greedier, which I don't think we are going to see. Something like this would be nice, but it's very unlikely. Meanwhile, taking a look at the map generation for the red player, we can see that Whitecourt's actually going for the walls already. What do we get? Well, we'll see for the red player. The main goal towards the north. We have the secondary goal on the left-hand side. So this one is on the back. The main goal is on the back. Beautiful location as well. Very, very close to the wool line. And then the other secondary goal is going to be towards the southeast, right? For the stone, on the other hand, we'll see the main stone on the left-hand side. We're going to see the secondary stone on the right-hand side. And, well, he's already been going for a while, so it shouldn't be too difficult for him to completely close himself off like this. From the wool line to the edge of the map, from the wool line over here to the other wool line as well. That's going to allow him to secure this. It's going to allow him to secure this as well. Obviously, the berries, the line over here as well. That'll be fantastic for the red player, and I think he's going for it. Come on, though. He's going to be the first one to start putting some pressure. He's coming in with a drush. 2 militia drush, though. Very nice. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, and come on. He's unable to find any damage over here, but we should be seeing some archers come out very soon, right? He's got the archer range. This is the natural transition. Leashes into archers, and let's check it out. There we are. The game is going to completely stabilize. It's unlikely these militias will ever be able to achieve much of anything. Legends coming in now for Cl3m3nt. Man, it's just going to take so long for him to get enough units out and to go for it, to get any damage done. He's going to out-garrison now the archers, but yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this too much to speak of. There we go. Up in the north, we see the units coming in from Cl3m3nt. We were expecting this to be the case. He is not really achieving much of anything with this, though, unfortunately for him. And Whitecourt, he's been able to defend himself masterfully. Because he gets cheaper villagers with Hindustanis, the red player is actually looking pretty good. Here we are. He should be the first one to click out to the castle edge. By taking a look at the resources, you'll see that he's got the most resources right now between both these players. If you take a look at gather economy time, it is higher actually for Cl3m3nt. So the only reason Whitecourt's ahead in economy right now is because of the discount that the Hindustanis get, right? At this stage in the fuel age, already that's going to be 15% cheaper villagers. So he saves 7.5 food per each villager he goes for, of course, and that will add up a little bit. Here we go. Cl3m3nt's defending himself really well right now as well, so it's unlikely we'll see any damage coming up from any of these players while we are still in the fuel age, and it's just going to be a game for the castle age onwards. Now, Whitecourt's going to be the first one to click up, but Cl3m3nt shouldn't really fall behind too much. Yeah, he's trying to get almost enough resources to go up himself as well. Second archer range on the way for Cl3m3nt though. Interesting. Remember, he does get extra HP on archer type units. That's also going to affect the skirmishers. So far, he's been kind of unable to take good trades against Whitecourt. KD has favored the red player by quite a lot. Cl3m3nt's getting a little bit of an unfortunate KD ratio over here. And Whitecourt finally gets to the resources he needs, so he should be off to the castle edge, and he is. While Cl3m3nt, on the other hand, is not going out to the castle edge yet. He is trying, though. He is getting close. His eco balance is actually not bad. He might need a market, though, if he's going to continue collecting gold over here. Otherwise, he can just wait for a little bit and make a natural transition to the castle edge, which I think is most likely what we're going to get instead. And once again, welcome to everyone who's coming over from one of the raids from earlier. I hope you guys are doing alright. The series that we are casting right now are from T90 Titans League, and we're going to be doing so for the next few days as well. 2 series every other day, so 2 series today. This is the second one already. The first one you can check the VOD for. And yeah, then 2 days from now we are going to have 2 more, and so on and so forth, and what have you. Castle Edge is on the way now, finally, for Cl3m3nt as well. How much of a lead do we have though for Whitecourt? Well, it seems like it's going to be in the end about 1 minute and 37 seconds or so. So 1.5 minutes that Whitecourt's going to have a head start to the castle edge. Given his current resources, he should be able to go for a second TC if he wanted to as well, but he's going to have a few choices. He can potentially make a play for siege, for instance. Does not have any stone in addition to the starting amount, so it doesn't seem to me like he'll be able to go for a castle drop anytime soon, for instance, but yeah. There we go. Yes, sir. Beautiful. Well, it's skirmishers here now for Whitecourt. He's got bows on the way. He's got husbandry on the way, and Cl3m3nt. Well, Cl3m3nt's going for a 3rd archer range. He's going all out archers, but he doesn't really have too many units to work with, though. At this point, by going for the 2nd archer range earlier and now going for a 3rd archer range, you would be expecting him to have a decent amount of archers already out by the time he gets to the castle edge, so he's got something to upgrade, but it's been pretty difficult for the blue player to keep production up. Now we'll see a defensive siege workshop coming up for Cl3m3nt. Meanwhile, Whitecourt is gonna try and breach through. Remember, the camel gets bonus damage against buildings. Skirmishers are going to help over there as well, and Whitecourt's gonna keep on going for more units. He's got yet another camel over here. It's unlikely he'll be able to do too much, even with 25% faster attack and speed. Camels are not the best units to do damage, and while you would say Hindustani's camels are a little bit better because of what we just mentioned, he needs still a good amount of units, and right now the numbers are not particularly threatening for the red player. He's got a single camel over here, the 2nd camel is outside, he's not bringing it over. So yeah, it seems like Cl3m3nt's going to defend himself successfully over here. Meanwhile, up in the north we see a 3rd TC coming up for Whitecourt. 3rd TC on the way now for Cl3m3nt as well. So far, Whitecourt has been the one on extra TCs. Start to keep them working though, a little bit of extra idle TC time, but it shouldn't be too difficult. Here we are. Siege workshop coming in for Whitecourt. Beautiful location, by the way. There's a fantastic hill. He's not collecting any stone, but yeah. Getting the siege workshop up over here is also going to kind of book the hill for himself, right? So if he ever gets enough stone to go for a castle, he could potentially delete the siege workshop and get the castle up instead. Defensive mangonel for Cl3m3nt. Here he goes. Beautiful. Yeah, and Cl3m3nt's going to be fine for the time being. Whitecourt's pressure over here kind of deflates a little bit. He went for the 4 siege workshop. Oh, the shot though, the mangonel. Sucker shot over there. Doesn't that taking a bunch of the units down is not going to be enough to clean all the crossbows, but we have enough camels over here to potentially clean those units up. In the end, seems like Cl3m3nt's just going to walk away. Whitecourt could have tried to commit and tried to surround the crossbows over there in the end. He decides to stay on top of the hill over here, try to take advantage of it. We're gonna see another mangonel coming out from the red player. But if he is ever hoping to break Cl3m3nt's defenses, he needs to go for a much stronger push. And right now, it's not been the case too much. The Whitecourt's been going for it, right? Oh, now we see a mangonel coming out, and let's take a look. That was a little bit of a wasted opportunity because the mangonel had already shot from Cl3m3nt, and Whitecourt's mangonel did not come out. Now it's gonna try and bait the shots over there. So here he comes with the camels, but you can see that Cl3m3nt's being very smart about this. He's not taking the bait. He's gonna try and get a conversion against the camel instead. He's going to force Whitecourt to just engage into a standard mangonel micro battle, and it seems like it's going in favor of the blue player though. That is a good shot with a hill advantage, but it's not going to be the case. But there we go. That is another good shot. In the end, the skirmishers end up taking one mangonel over here. The mangonels from Cl3m3nt take the mangonel down from Whitecourt, so the red player is down to no mangonels anymore. He's got another one on the way from the siege workshop, but that seems to be about it. There we go. Nice conversion from the blue player. Still Whitecourt. Goes for a few skirmishers. Should be fine. Yeah, Whitecourt's army composition over here on paper should counter pretty much anything that Cl3m3nt can go for as Vietnamese, right? Crossbows get countered by the skirmishers. Knights, elephants, they get countered by the camels. And Cl3m3nt. Nice. Won't really be able to go for much more than that, right? Pikemen against camels, they are going down to the skirmishers as well. But it's just been very difficult for Whitecourt to keep the pressure going. Now there's a 4TC coming up for both these players. They are neck and neck. Absolutely amazing! Oh, big shot! From Mr. Cl3m3nt. He gets the mantle down over there in Iron Chef. Welcome, welcome back to the club. 27 months. ¿Qué tal, amigo? Todo bien, amigo. I hope you're doing alright as well. Do you celebrate Christmas, Iron Chef? If that's the case, Merry Christmas to you. If that's not the case, I hope you're having a good time regardless. Whoa! 5 Gita subs coming in as well. Man, thanks so much for the support. It's very much appreciated. And welcome to the club once again in Green Heaven. Azan, Courier 6, Lacruz 86 as well, and Advance Alterenwitz. I hope that I'm saying that correctly. Welcome, welcome, you guys. Everything's going alright. Hey DJ, welcome, welcome back as well, and Thank you so much for the gift of subs, Iron Chef. It's very much appreciated. And another one. Beautiful. So DJ is not left without his subscriber badge over there. Very much appreciated, Iron Chef. The support is great. And yeah. Can't leave DJ out. There we go. 31 gifted subs so far on the channel. That is a lot of support. And Merry Christmas to you as well, Iron Chef. And to anybody who might be watching this video, although I think by the time this video comes up on YouTube, it's probably going to be about 2 days after Christmas or so. I think, yeah, I think this one is coming up on the 27th. This is what I was talking about earlier, by the way. Whitecourt kind of booked the hill for himself. Now he's getting the castle up over there. And the Imperial is going to be here for both these players. Cl3m3nt's going up a little bit earlier. Whitecourt is right now the only player with a castle currently, while Cl3m3nt's got the resource for it. He's not gone for it, and because he's gonna be in the Imperial Age in about 45 seconds, he doesn't really have enough time to get a castle up before he gets there. So it seems to me... Oh, now there's a second castle on the way for Whitecourt. It seems to me like the red player will be significantly outproducing Cl3m3nt for trebuchets. It's finally the blue player is going for his castle here. Whitecourt. It's gonna be in the castle age in 1 minute, so we'll see if Cl3m3nt manages to get the castle up and the trebuchet out before Whitecourt's able to go for 2 trebuchets at a time. We take a look at the red player's point of view. He will take the TC down, and he should anyway. If he doesn't know about the castle yet, so I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't really prioritize going for trebuchets too much. But now you should see this castle come out very soon. He's gonna march forward with the Mangonels, skirmishers. Light cavalry upgrade now coming up as well for Whitecourt, so his army composition is gonna be quite good. Pretty complete. And now he should see the castle, and he does. So the moment he gets to the Imperial Age, he needs to go for trebuchets. And he's got 2 on the way already. Meanwhile, Cl3m3nt, he's got the first trebuchet coming out over here now. This is going to be very rough for the bull player. He's got to take the castle down, fighting with 1 trebuchet uphill, while Whitecourt, he's got 2 castles on top of the hills, right? He's producing trebuchets out at a faster rate, and shouldn't really struggle too much against Cl3m3nt to get better trades. My pleasure, friend. 2022 was an excellent year for me. Just trying to share. I'm very happy to hear that, Iron Chef. I'm happy you're doing alright. Since I know you are also familiar with music and were a musician yourself as well, I will have you know that yesterday my audio interface finally arrived, and I had to repurchase it from B&H Photo Video. I was talking about this earlier. Amazon in the end, they just gave the money, but I don't care, man. I don't care. I just care that I finally have it. So I was testing it yesterday, and it's the first time that I am ever able to hook my guitar to the computer, and it was amazing. What do you get? A Zoom AMS24. It's a 2-in 4-out audio interface that is damn tiny, super portable. You can power it with your phone as well, so that is very nice, because now I can, when I buy a proper phone, I'll be able to hook up the audio interface to the phone, power it from the phone's battery, and then you know, like put it on the guitar strap, and then I can just practice with no amplifier, basically just using a phone application for distortion and effects and backing tracks and whatnot. And it's very portable, right? So I can just walk around the apartment as well, and it makes practicing so much more practical. Chamber on the numbers coming in now for Whitecourt. You stole a guitar? That's nice of you to assume. But the only way for me to get that would be by stealing. Cause I don't know how they do things around your place, but That's not the way that I roll over here. It's a guitar I got from my parents a very long time ago. And I've had it ever since then. And it's great. It's great. I can finally connect to my computer so I can record stuff now. Nice. Bar cannon shot over there. Whitecourt. So far has done a really good job putting pressure over here. So much better compared to what it was like in the Castle Age. But now he is on 200 population. Cl3m3nt's on 153. For military, Cl3m3nt's gonna be unable to defend himself as he's got only 7. Okay, going up to 12 military units over here. Meanwhile, Whitecourt's not only completely maxed out the 200 population, but also he's got extra units queued up as well. So it's unlikely he's going to go under 200 population anytime soon. He's got Hussar coming in. Play Bar than Armor. And Cl3m3nt's struggling big time, guys. It's very much looking like Red's player. Game to lose. Yeah, no golems over here. That would actually work out pretty well against the army from Cl3m3nt, given he's got just skirmishers. Especially because Cl3m3nt's skirmishers are higher HP compared to Whitecourt's. Yeah, some golems over here would actually work wonders. There we go. Cl3m3nt goes on to call a GG. Whitecourt then will be up 1-0 in the series over here. We'll take a look at what we get for game number 2, but let's go through the achievements first. Hey Hots, and in Green Heaven as well. Hills 1, Cl3m3nt 0. Yeah, absolutely. So let's go through the achievements. But we're gonna see for military first. A better KD for Whitecourt. In the end, he ends up getting about. That's going to be a very close to 5 to 3 KD ratio. In the end, is a little bit higher than 3 to 2. For the economy, we have a stronger economy for Whitecourt, albeit by only about 400 extra resources. Very close to it, actually. Well, for society, the worker max count actually favors Cl3m3nt. However, he was also the player to lose the most villagers, as Whitecourt throughout the game ended up losing 7 villagers total. And Cl3m3nt's losses total about 26 workers. So it seems like no matter how you slice it, just this game favored Whitecourt by quite a lot. Let's go back. And here we go, game number 2, Golden Swamp. Coming your way, courtesy of course, T90 for hosting this, Microsoft for sponsoring this, T90 Steam working behind the scenes to make the tournament happen in the first place. We're gonna see then Vikings for Whitecourt in game number 2. And Cl3m3nt's playing with Japanese. Now these are very interesting civilizations. Taking a look at the left hand side. We'll see for Mr. Cl3m3nt with the Japanese 5, 10, 15, 20% faster working fisher ships and the Dark Field Castle and Imperial Ages. They get +2 Pierce Armor and twice the HP on those fishing ships as well. In addition to a 50% discount on drop-off buildings, that makes it a little bit easier for them to try and make a play for water and water maps or hybrid maps as well. Getting water control would be absolutely fantastic for the Japanese because of the fishing ship bonus that we just talked about. And then for the team bonus, they finally have actually 50% extra line of sight on galley line ships. And you know, throughout the game, so galleys, war galleys, and galleon are going to be very strong. The Japanese also get 33% faster attacking infantry units. I'm not really sure if I have mentioned that. I think I might have not. But on a map like this, that can be very, very effective because of the meta that got developed during the Hidden Cup days back in the day. Remember the Celt plays over here, going for militias in the Dark Age and putting pressure, preventing the fishing ships from working? Well, we could see something like that from the Japanese as well. Whitecourt, not to be the one to fall behind in that regard, it's also going to have a very strong infantry civilization, as the Vikings are technically infantry and navy. For the red player, he gets 20% extra HP on infantry units. He's also going to have 15, 20, and 20% cheaper navy production in the Field Castle and Imperial Ages, as well as free wheelbarrow, free handcart, and for the team bonus, we're gonna see for the Vikings a 15% discount on docks. Can you make my Saturdays interesting again? Yes, yes I can. The anime I was watching are over. RIP. What were you watching? Last anime that I tried to watch was Attack on Titan, and I liked it, but I kind of... There's the thing about having to wait such a long time. Hey, Whistler! Thanks so much for the Prime sub. Coming in hot 6 months already, half a year. It's very much appreciated. Welcome, welcome. Back to the club. I hope you're having a good time. And Merry Christmas to you too. Yeah. And yeah, I was saying I was watching Attack on Titan, but the thing about having to wait a full year for a new season to come out is you forget everything, man. And I watched so much stuff between the, you know, the next to last and the last seasons that I didn't really remember much of anything. So when I want to finish watching it, when I want to finish the anime, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the previous season as well, because I honestly remembered nothing, man. Anyway, Whitecourt will be the one to go for militias. He's not going for the dock despite the discount. He's got the militias on the way. Meanwhile, Cl3m3nt's gonna be the one to go for fish and ships. He's got the third one on the way. But no barracks coming up though. So Whitecourt seems like he's gonna be the only one putting pressure up. Here he comes. Does he know about the dock location? He's got no idea, but he's got the scout coming over. He's going to run into it. And he does! And he's got the scout, and he's got the militias, and he's coming straight after the fishing ships. And good unit control for Cl3m3nt for the most part. Now he needs to move this one around a little bit, though. I'm pretty sure he should be able to fit all 3 fishing ships over here beyond the range of the militias. The problem is that they are going to reset every time that they go over to drop the food, and then they go back to fish. So it's, yeah, it's not great, right? And now he'll be able to only collect from 1 fish with each fishing ship, right? So that he doesn't get exposed anymore, but he will be exposed still. Good thing for the bull player that he's got extra HP on these units, otherwise he probably would be losing the first one already. There we are. Beautiful. Village is here already for Cl3m3nt. And Whitecourt, still pretty much in the Dark Age. He's going for a Drash FC on a hybrid map over here. I'm not really sure if it's going to work. The militias are already going down. The villagers are here for Cl3m3nt. Cl3m3nt are putting some good pressure. He's got another dock coming up at the center, and he's got the fire galley on the way. He's got 2 fire galleys on the way. And this is very unfortunate for the bull player because he did not scout, and he doesn't know the Whitecourt's actually not gone for navy whatsoever. He's not gone for a dock whatsoever, so these are going to be kind of wasted resources. Plus the fact that he played for the FLH, that's going to delay him quite a bit. Whitecourt has done a really smart thing over here, going for full pressure and going for a fast castle. This way, Cl3m3nt, by going to the FLH, is going to end up wasting a bunch of resources a bunch of times. It's going to take a while for Cl3m3nt to get enough resources to go out to the castle H himself. Meanwhile, Whitecourt's going to be there significantly earlier. He's going to be able to start putting pressure. With much stronger units, of course. He could try and make a play for the docks after he gets to the castle H. Like we saw the red player go for something like a few docks, perhaps. Here. Around here, right? Should be able to go for the War Galley upgrade. Start putting some good pressure. With fire ships or galleys, potentially. We'll see. PLH is there for Whitecourt. Stable in the middle of nowhere from Whitecourt. What is going on, man? What is this about? We should put outposts. Yeah, blue needs to get some extra scouting information. So far, a lot of the what I would call misplays that he's been doing are due to not having enough scouting information, not having enough vision. But he will have one thing though going his way, and that is 6 freaking Japanese fishing ships. Check this out. Whitecourt is fast castling, guys, but Cl3m3nt is not too far off. If he gets one extra PLH building, right? Potentially even a market, that'll be great so he can balance his economy. But he gets one extra building and he should be on his way to the castle age very soon as well. This is not too bad for Cl3m3nt. He's gonna be there with a much stronger economy. So it really depends on what Whitecourt is planning to do over here once he gets to the castle age. And that's going to define if the game's going to go his way or not. Right now, he is going for a dock up in the north. It's not going to be the docks over here in front of his base. Cl3m3nt already has a fire galleys over there. And if we take a look at Whitecourt, Whitecourt doesn't really know about it necessarily, but he's probably expecting that to be the case. So yeah, it's very interesting. Here we go. Second dock's gonna be here. He pays less for these. Remember? Only 2 though. It's not too many. And there we go. The longboats are coming out. It's gonna be fighting fire galleys, so it should be fine. And there is yet another dock coming out for Cl3m3nt. This is gonna be great for him to get the fishing ships. Keep the fishing ships very efficient though, in any case, as they are not going to have to travel super long, but let's take a look. Here come the longboats, guys. These are Castle Age Navy units already. And we have fire galleys from Cl3m3nt. Until he gets the fire ship upgrade, these shouldn't really be too competitive, and it seems like they won't be. And check this out, they are getting completely shredded. So Cl3m3nt realizes, turns around and sails away. Not to be the one to take an unfavorable trade over here. Cl3m3nt's trying to be a little bit more patient until he gets to the castle age. Now we see the War Galley upgrade on the way, but that's not going to be the end of it. Now Whitecourt's got longboats up on the north as well. We see the knight coming out over here as well from the north, and there is a villager forward still from Whitecourt that he could potentially go for a siege workshop or something, but I think he's gonna try and prioritize the water first so that he can take the fishing ships down. After he's able to do that, then he can try and make a heavier play for land. Cl3m3nt still prioritizing economy over anything else, is going for the second and third TCs back home, while Whitecourt instead it's gonna try and take the engagement right now. It's gonna be careful there. Pay attention to both these units groups. It's got only 2 longboats up in the north though, and 3 on the right hand side. But he's getting a fishing ship down, and he's trying to regroup. If he can mass all these units together, that's gonna be so much better for him to fight against the fire ships over there. And you can take a look. Now we have the 5 longboats over here, and that might just be enough to push Cl3m3nt out of the water completely. Yeah, we have another longboat down the south as well. The knight's been roaming around, not gonna be able to do too much, just going down right away. But is buying Whitecourt a little bit of time, and he will be able to take all the fishing ships down in the end as well. I'm pretty sure. There we go. It doesn't seem like Whitecourt is losing water over here whatsoever. Cl3m3nt ended up losing all the fishing ships already. 8-0 EQKD favoring Whitecourt. It seems like it's only a matter of time until he ends up cleaning this up. He's got a demolition raft on the way. Yeah, and even the conversion's coming up. And Whitecourt is looking so good in game number 2. Despite the fact that Cl3m3nt was the only player to go for extra TCs. He was the only player, or actually he was the first player to go for extra TCs. We see the second and third TCs on the way for Whitecourt. But Cl3m3nt was the only player going for water whatsoever. And yeah, in the end, you know what? It doesn't matter. Cl3m3nt gets pushed away by the red player. And now, well, worker count is looking pretty comparable. 53 to 49 for Cl3m3nt and Whitecourt. You gotta keep in mind, of course, that the red player does get free wheelbarrow and free handcart, as we already discussed. So that's gonna be worth about 5 villagers total in terms of TC working time. So, despite the fact that Cl3m3nt is 4 workers ahead, Whitecourt's effective economy should be actually significantly higher. Up until this point, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Cl3m3nt the one to get the higher gather economy time because of the fishing ships, right? But it's not by a huge margin. So Whitecourt is gonna be catching up over here, slowly but surely. He's reducing this from 11 extra minutes for Cl3m3nt in the last 30 seconds or so to 9 extra minutes for Cl3m3nt, or 10 extra minutes for Cl3m3nt. So it's going to be only a matter of a few minutes before Whitecourt completely catches up for the economy as well. And this is the real beauty of the Vikings. This is a strength, such a big part of the civilization strength. The Vikings do not really need to invest quite as much into economy because they already have a lot of the investment already made for them for free as part of the bonus. Still a good amount of lone boats from Whitecourt. Shouldn't struggle against fire ships that Cl3m3nt's been able to get out. Just trying to go after the docks one at a time, but it's gonna need to go and take the units down. We don't have ballistics for the red player, and he's going for a market right now. He doesn't have a university. There are extra docks on the way now for the red player, and I'm very curious as to what he'll go for on the left-hand side. He's got an outpost coming up, so we'll see a siege workshop coming in very soon. He will need something else, of course. Longboats on their own are not going to be good enough to defend siege. He's really committed though to taking the dock down. I don't know, it feels to me like this is a little bit too careless from Whitecourt. Go and take the fire ships down. After all, a villager from Cl3m3nt should be able to go for extra docks over here in less time than it takes for Whitecourt's longboats to take this one down. So, in my opinion, he should be trying to prioritize the units. If he can get a better KD, that's eventually going to snowball this game very much in favor of the red player compared to if he's just trying to take the docks down to potentially prevent Cl3m3nt from going for extra units and actually giving the blue player more time to go for extra units. Now he's going for demos. Yeah, it's good. He'll still be able to clean this up. If he was sticking to just lone boats, yeah, he would still look very, very good against the fire ships over here. The one thing that the lone boats are going to kind of struggle against is war galleys, but of course demos are not going to do anything against that either. So he could potentially go for his own war galleys. Beautiful castle for Whitecourt. Take a look at this economy from the red player. Gather economy time? Still higher for Cl3m3nt. Let's manage to get a 7 villager lead. That's Whitecourt's struggling to get the TCs working. But this will also give them the possibility of going out to the Imperial Age significantly earlier. And this might make a big difference. With access to a lead lone boat galleon, Whitecourt will get an even steeper discount on Navy units once it gets to the Imperial Age. If you have mass lone boats, it's still fine versus galleys, right? Yeah, it's not terrible, but it's usually going to be better for you to go for your own galleys. Because you're going to be saving so many resources compared to your opponent, going for the same numbers. There we are. Big engagement over there. Command, still no ballistics. Whitecourt, still no ballistics either. Command's just going to stick to war galleys. Whitecourt. Well, Whitecourt's going out to the Imperialists. That was a good shot, mind you. Yeah, there we go. So what to expect? Whitecourt's gonna still keep on coming to the longboats though. Well, he will be earlier to the Imperial Age, for sure. It's going to be a minute and 13 seconds earlier, so I guess if he goes for a lead longboat, should still be in a much better position against Cl3m3nt. We'll see. Doesn't really have the economy for a lead longboat though, it looks like. Yeah, it's going for towers. Try and get control of this area. Black is no keep? No, they get only guard tower. If I'm not mistaken, let me just go and take a look at the tech tree just to make sure that I'm not talking nonsense. Yeah, just guard tower. He's got it. It's still going to be alright though. If you take a look at the coverage these towers are providing, it's good. And he should be able to go for heated shot, for instance, which is also going to help a little bit. Here we go. It's here now for Cl3m3nt as well. Whitecourt, of course. He's got the really bracer. Does not have chemistry. The player's already on ballistics. That is not a good place to take an engagement though from Whitecourt. And the trebuchets are coming out already. He's got two, so he's gonna try and target the castle down the south. There's another castle on the left-hand side from Cl3m3nt. For the most part, the action has been taking place in between the center island and the left-hand side of the map, as Cl3m3nt's been trying to push Whitecourt out of the center. Why? Because that's where most of the gold is going to be, of course. If we take a look at the resource view, you'll see that Cl3m3nt's got one pile of gold over here left, worth about 700 gold. And then he's got these golds, 4 are going to be 27, so that's going to be about 3,000 gold total. And then with this one, that's going to be about 5,400 gold total. While Whitecourt, of course, if he holds on to the center, yeah, well, I mean, you do the math. It's going to be so much more compared to what the blue player is going to have access to. And that is without even taking into account the Whitecourt's starting gold, which is still very much a thing back home, as you can see. Here we go, the castle goes down already from Cl3m3nt. Whitecourt still sticking to longboats though. I really don't get it. I think he maybe... I think this might be because he does not have the war galley upgrade, so it's actually kind of pricey for the red player to get to galleon in the first place. Cl3m3nt, he's already gotten to the Imperial Age. He's still on war galleys, both these players, with their economies on the edge. Cl3m3nt's been unable to go for the galleon upgrade, so I guess it's just going to be the same as it was at the Castle Age, right? War galleys versus longboats, and so far, Whitecourt's looking a little bit stronger. He's taking one castle down the south. He's going to take another castle on the left-hand side. This is a fact. This is not an if. It's a when. Kind of the matter. As the castle goes down over there, we're gonna see Galleon come up. Come on. Beautiful. There we go. Oh, he does have War Galley for the demos. Right. Yeah, it makes sense. Now Cl3m3nt, he finally has gotten Galleon. And there we are. Elite Longboat's coming up now. So we are finally getting to Imperial Legions from both these players. Elite Longboat is a bigger upgrade for to get than Galleon, right? I would say so. Check it out. The Galleon, the Longboat, same attack. A little bit higher HP for the Galleon over here. However, we do have extra projectiles also for the Longboat. But armor is looking better for Cl3m3nt right now because Whitecourt's not gone for careening actually. And then for the rest, it's going to be kind of a wash. What is the attack speed actually? 3 seconds reload time. 3 seconds yeah, it's a little bit extra HP on the Galleon. A lot of extra projectiles for the Longboats over here. The same reload speed as well. He just doesn't really have quite as much armor. Here come the rounds as well. Whitecourt. At this point, he's really hoping to just keep the center though. He's just trying to prevent Cl3m3nt from pushing him out of the water over here and potentially start pushing against the center. Trebuchets under a lot of pressure over here still. I end up taking the castle down though, by the looks of it. We have 2 turrets over here. The ram's still coming over. It's going to require a lot of micro aim from Cl3m3nt not to target the rams by accident and actually go after the Longboats. Yeah! And there we go. He cannot do anything against Whitecourt's incredible water presence over here. It's gonna be called the GG as Whitecourt takes a second L in a row. Sorry, as Cl3m3nt takes a second L in a row, he's going to give Whitecourt the second dub. So 2-0 in favor of the red player. We're gonna go through the achievements one more time, but game number 3 is gonna be here very soon. I'm certainly hoping that it's not going to be a one-sided series and that hopefully we get at the very least 4 games given the situation with the previous one, but let's see what we get. Looking better for Whitecourt. 6-5 KD ratio. Again, the Longboats worked out pretty well for economy. See a little bit of a stronger economy for Cl3m3nt. Not a strong enough economy that's going to compensate for the better KD over here. Just 1,000 extra resource or so. And this is especially not that good looking when you factor in the efficiency working time for Cl3m3nt earlier in the game, right? He actually had the efficiencies for a very long time until the Castle Age. And just getting 1,000 extra resource over here is not looking the best. I will take a look at the left-hand side of the map. Don't worry. At the end of the game, Cl3m3nt was also the one producing the most villagers. Of course, this did come up at a prize. We see the Whitecourt produced 134 villagers total this game versus 154. So Cl3m3nt ended up spending 1,000 extra resources into economy by going for the villagers plus the resources he spent on the fishing ship. So this 1,000 extra resources for Cl3m3nt is now looking great, and that's going to be in great part because Whitecourt's free willpower and hand card. Do you plan on implementing a webcam to pimp up your stream? Not really. I already tried having a webcam in the past, and it doesn't really do anything. At the very least, maybe not with the quality that I have right now. I just have a Logitech webcam. I would put the webcam up, but it makes starting, especially because of my long hair, it makes starting the stream a much bigger burden, and it doesn't seem to affect viewership whatsoever. I had the webcam view up for, I don't know, 6 months or so. I don't remember anymore. And then one day, I didn't put the webcam up and nobody noticed. And nobody said anything. Nobody complained about the missing webcam except for one person in the next 3 months or so. So I decided, you know, it's about the games and about the commentary, not about the caster necessarily, or view and the caster, right? If I were to implement the webcam view, that'll be only for the in-between games scene, which, you know, is a very small portion of the stream, and it makes streaming a lot less easy to begin with. Up, guys, Merry Christmas, and see y'all soon. Merry Christmas to you, White Knight, as well. I found the sound streams for you have too many on-screen things, and to me it is a bit off-putting. Yeah, I'm trying to streamline my stream as well. No pun intended. That is why I removed the chat from the right-hand side and put it over the left-hand side, because when it was on the right-hand side, it was taking 100% the height of the minimap, 100% of the time. And then if I had stuff selected, that would show up on this banner, right, on the left-hand side. But now we are going to have only 66% of the space that the previous setup would take at most. And the chat's going to be adaptive. So I select something and chat disappears, deselect something and the chat appears again. So that's better. And actually I would like to try and reduce the size of this, the tournament logos and this message as well a little bit. I think I'm going to do it for the next overlay. I like the overlay that you currently have. It is sharp and clean. Thank you, Theo. Took a long time of working, actually. This overlay I started working on in 2019, I think, or so. And then I was only able to implement it in 2020. I refined it, and in 2021, I got the version that you can see right now. This one, and the Be Right Back scene, and the lobby scene as well. And it's worked pretty well for the most part, but I am starting to think about the next overlay. And it's gonna be a good one, guys. You are going to, it's just going to blow your socks off. You heard it here first. If you're watching this on YouTube as well, you're probably not going to benefit from it too much because it's not something that you're going to see on YouTube when I have the new overlay, except for the transition between games. But it's something that I'm going to begin working on next year, most likely. I'm hoping that it's going to be ready for 2023 at some point, but it's very ambitious, so I'm not really sure how long it's going to take. This one that I'm using right now took about 2 years. I'm slowly but surely working on it. Well, it can be made smaller, I agree. Yes, the reason why it's so big is because I have a boundary box that the logo is going to adapt to, and because some of the logos that we have seen in the past had some somewhat small print, I made them a little bit larger. I made the bounding box a little bit larger, but this one does not have any text, right? So it kind of looks massive. Let me actually try something while we wait for the players to get to the FLH. Let's actually introduce the saves, the maps, and then let me try something. Starting on the left-hand side, Cl3m3nt's playing with Lithuanians. He's going to get 150 extra food upon starting the game, 10% fast movement skirm, spearline units, and 1 extra attack on Knights and Light Shepherd each relic garrison, with the team bonus being 20% fast working monasteries. So the +1 attack is up to 4 relics. Meanwhile, for Whitecourt playing with Hans, he gets 50% accuracy on trebuchets, 10 and 20% actually cheaper cavalry archers in the castle and Imperial Ages, as well as 200 population support from the get-go at the expense of 100 wood. For the team bonus, Hans' tables will work 20% faster, and taking a look at the map generation, we're going to see that for the bull player, he's got the main goal forward, secondary goal on the right-hand side, very far away, and then the third goal is actually very far off. I cannot find it. Is there a third goal over here, or are those going to be neutral goals like this one and this one? They are beyond the screen. I think they might just be neutral, right? So for the stone, on the other hand, we have one on the right-hand side, and the left-hand side one is going to be so far away. Very tricky to wall over here because of the acacia trees. And taking a look at the map generation for the red player, we'll see that he's got the mingle on the back. Now, there are 2 secondary goals. So there's one over here towards the southeast, and there's one over here towards the northwest. So it seems like it was either this one for the bull player, or this one, the secondary one. But regardless, suffice to say, is very, very far away for the bull player. I do like the resource location over here for Whitecourt in terms of gold, but the wood lines, they're going to be all exposed kind of forward. Well, if you compare that to what Cl3m3nt had access to, seems like it's a little bit better for the bull player for wood, a little bit better for the red player for resource for minerals. Alright, so let me try something. I'm going to try and use a different logo. There are 2 logos for T90 Titans League. And I used the small, well, actually I used the cleaner one, but there is one with text. Let me try with this one. Players get to the FLH. We'll take a look at the center as well in a second. Yeah, you see it looks a little bit smaller like this because it's got text and it's a little bit taller. It needs to be a little bit larger as well so that you can actually read what it says. I think that's probably better, right? It's more descriptive, even if it's not quite as clean because of having the text, but it's fine. At the center is only Cl3m3nt who's got any fishing ships out, and both players have gotten to the FLH already. We have the stable coming out for Cl3m3nt. Whitecourt. It's got the stable already up as well. We'll see extra scouts coming out for both players. Cl3m3nt's taking a little bit longer though. He was the last one to get to the FLH by a lot, by about 35 seconds. He was the last one to get to the FLH. Whitecourt. Well, he's got extra scouts because of it. Oh, 4 spearmen coming in for the red player as well. And we'll see the scout over there trying to target the villager, trying to body block her. Not gonna be able to do it. Cl3m3nt's looking fine. Meanwhile, the next scout is coming over from Whitecourt. He ends up taking a free hit over here from the spearman. And up in the north, spearman from Whitecourt as well. Roaming around, trying to put some pressure. Yeah, and it's not too bad. Beautiful defense for Cl3m3nt so far. We'll see the fishing ships over here do amount to a strong enough lead to grant Cl3m3nt 1 game in the series and hopefully give us a 4-game set at the very least. There you are. Good quick walls for Cl3m3nt. So far, he's been able to protect his economy. Hasn't lost a single villager. Hasn't lost a single fishing ship. And Whitecourt is aware of the dock at the center. He's not trying to target the fishing ships, but he wouldn't really be able to do too much because he can just place the fishing ships at the center where they are unreachable by land units. And here comes the engagement once again, and now Cl3m3nt is actually exposed with 2 villagers going down over there. We'll see the first few eco kills in this game favoring the red player. It's probably not going to be the end of it as the scouts over here are still very high HP. They have the heal advantage now to work with. Shouldn't really be targeting the spearman right now, as he doesn't really have enough upgrades. He's going to need bloodlines to fight the spearman off. He's going to need, very importantly, forging as well. Let's check. Bloodlines is coming up now for Cl3m3nt actually. It's not going to be Whitecourt the one to upgrade the scouts first. Let's get archers instead coming up. Let's give him the second archer already out. Let's got extra spearmen on the way as well. And it seems like Whitecourt's going to commit to full field over here. Here you are. So far, so good. Whitecourt pushes the villagers away from gold, and Cl3m3nt's going to have access to no extra gold anymore. And here comes the red player. The quick walls are not connecting for blue though. The spearman over here to fight the scouts off. We have the archers over there as well. Going to try to take the spearman himself as well, but he's not going to be able to do it. But now the scouts though are overwhelming the defenses from the blue player. And guess what? There are no spearmen left for Cl3m3nt anymore, and this is just a massacre. So many units go down. Cl3m3nt loses the worker lead that he had up until this point, and that's going to be Ville after Ville crumbling for the blue player. And I think this might be the game-ending engagement the Whitecourt needed. And even though Cl3m3nt's going to end up pulling the villagers away, he took so many losses. He's gone down to 33 workers, 39 population, 11 behind Whitecourt. And that is without taking into account, of course, the fact that he should have been ahead because of the deficiencies. Now it's going to be Whitecourt the one to go over to the center. Now the reason why Cl3m3nt's not calling it over here, well, I think after that engagement, probably on a ranked game he would have, is because this is his tournament's life on the line. If he loses this game, or if he loses any game of the 3 remaining ones, he's out of T90 Titans League. So he wants to keep on trying a little bit harder, but honestly that engagement was so good for Whitecourt. It's put him on a lead that if the red player's performance in the first 2 games is to be believed, it's going to basically guarantee a dub for game number 3 as well, and a clean sweep. Seems to me like it's going to be just a matter of time. Now we have Fire Galley on the way for Whitecourt, and Cl3m3nt's not aware of this, so he's probably going to end up losing the majority of the fishing ships. We still have a lot of extremes coming out. Whitecourt's got a lot of extra archers over here. Should be able to take care of the scouts, probably with archers alone. What is the HP of these units? Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. Defensive tower on the way now. Here comes Whitecourt. Tower is coming up, so Whitecourt's going to bail from there. Beautiful. It's gonna keep on roaming around this way. Cl3m3nt's gotta be very careful. There are some weak villagers over there. If Whitecourt had sent the scouts a little bit further north over here before they stop, the gate wouldn't have come up, and he would actually have been able to get the villager down. Now he still can try and find Tom. See? Yeah, one villager goes down over there. We might see another one. Not quite. The spearmen are there, and the scout! Doink. Gets sniped. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we do see the fishing ships go down already for Cl3m3nt. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, it's going to be now the bull player who's finally going to start putting some pressure. He's got his own scouts going for a counter push. This seems so little so late, though. Well, the GG was not called earlier. I still think that big engagement we saw was kind of game-ending. As now Whitecourt's on his way to the Castle Age with a much stronger economy compared to Cl3m3nt. He was the one doing the most damage with 15 villager kills versus only 2 losses. The red player is in a position where, yeah, he would have to make some major mistakes in order to lose his advantage from, right? Here we go. Classic. Finally some good kills coming out from the bull player. In the end, he's going to get kind of trapped though with the spearman over there. He gets a single villager though, despite many of these being very low HP. Okay, there we go. He's gonna get another one. That's going to be 2 additional villagers, right? But it kind of seemed as if it should have been a lot of extra loss over there from Whitecourt, and in the end, it's not going to be the case. Now Whitecourt's archers will get cleaned out by the scouts. Doesn't matter. Probably not. Whitecourt's military count is still looking very healthy. He's got a good amount of archers. And he's getting to the castle age right now, so he's going to have crosses, right? So come on. He sees a castle age over here from Whitecourt. He's not going to tap out just yet. As Whitecourt going out to the castle age, and Cl3m3nt taking a few villages down over here from the red player, allowed the bull player to catch up in work account. He's going to try and use the market to go up to the castle age himself, and once again he's going to give it his all. Cl3m3nt is not going to give up easy, while Whitecourt is coming in with an even stronger push this time around, and it's kind of like a tower defense-y situation from Cl3m3nt. Every time he's been able to fend out the units from Whitecourt, the red player keeps on showing up stronger and stronger by the minute. So here come the crossbows. We have no ballistics, of course, for the red player, but he might not need it as we see the villagers go down. The reaction is too late from the bull player. He was trying to put pressure down the south, and he ends up losing 5 villagers actually around the wool line. Yeah, and you know what? The scouts over here are not really doing much of anything, and he still has a good amount of units to work with. But Whitecourt is in such a good spot over here. If he pays attention back home and he's able to defend against the scouts, then he should be able to take advantage of the crossbows forward and keep on doing more and more damage, and he's gonna keep on roaming around. He's gonna keep on pushing the villagers away from resources. He already did so on the left-hand side from the wool line. Now he's doing it on the right-hand side from the gold. Cl3m3nt's going back to the wool line over here on the left-hand side. The crosses are over there from Whitecourt still. Denying so many resources, and Cl3m3nt took the spearman down. Now he's got the scouts still left to work with, but we have extra spearmen out from Whitecourt, and you know what? The red player extends his villager lead even further. Scouts are not doing anything over here from Cl3m3nt against Whitecourt's crossbows, so they do go down. Extra villagers will crumble from the blue player as well. And even though we don't have chain barding armor, these knights are still sniping villagers from underneath the TC, although to be fair, Cl3m3nt has not really fully garrisoned the TC over there just yet, and down the south once again, it's going to be the bull players still trying to catch up, but there's so much catching up to do. He is behind by 19 workers. Cl3m3nt finally makes it to the castle age, but he's got a world of pain to compensate for, and Whitecourt's not interested in changing that at all. So he brings the knights over to try and take the tower down. He's going to keep the crossbows, denying a lot of the resources around the farm area. Yeah, and with the second TC already up, Whitecourt's going to keep on pulling ahead in work account. The third TC on the way is going to provide defenses for his gold economy as well. And all of a sudden, you know, the game is looking even more one-sided compared to before. That's to be believed. Here we go. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, and the GG is coming up. Come on. Recognizes the game is way out of hand already. So in the end, it will be a clean sweep from Mr. Whitecourt against Cl3m3nt. It's going to be 3-0 over here. Well done. Let's go through the achievements one more time. And what do we get? We'll see for military, a better KD for Whitecourt. In the end, it's going to be a little bit under 3-2, but very close to it. For economy, we have a stronger economy for Whitecourt, actually, collecting a few extra resources over here. Well, by a few, I mean 3,220 12 extra resources for Whitecourt, so much more. While for Society, on the other hand, well, we see a much stronger villager max count for Whitecourt. Not only that, but he took the fewest losses throughout the game, losing 7 villagers compared to 27 villagers that Cl3m3nt ended up losing throughout the game himself. Well played. Let's go back. That's going to be Whitecourt moving on to the round of 18. Well, Cl3m3nt gets knocked out